Have you ever felt like you don't belong? Like your success is a fluke and it's only a matter of time before everyone finds out you're a fraud? That uncomfortable, nagging voice telling you that you're not good enough is something millions of people, from students to top executives, experience. This is imposter syndrome, and its grip can be paralyzing. But what if this feeling isn't a sign of your inadequacy? What if it's actually a signal from your psyche, a misunderstood guidepost on your journey toward true self-acceptance? Today, we're going to explore how Carl Jung's profound insights can help you silence that inner critic and build a sense of worth that no one can take away. The feeling of being an imposter is deeply rooted in a conflict between your inner reality and your outer performance. You've worked hard, you've achieved your goals, and you've been given the title, the degree, or the promotion. Yet, you feel hollow. You're convinced you're wearing a mask that's about to slip, exposing the truth of your incompetence. This isn't just a lack of confidence, it's an identity crisis. You become obsessed with perfection, fearing that any mistake will confirm your worst suspicions. You might overwork yourself to compensate, or you might self-sabotage to get the inevitable over with. You are in a constant state of anxiety, never able to fully own your accomplishments or feel deserving of your success. This is where Jung's framework offers a powerful new perspective. He wouldn't see you as a fraud, he would see you as someone in a profound state of psychological disunity, and the cure lies not in doing more, but in understanding yourself more deeply. Jung's concept of the persona is the key to unlocking the mystery of imposter syndrome. As we discussed previously, the persona is the social mask we wear, the face we present to the world. We build it to meet the expectations of society, our family, and our profession. For the individual struggling with imposter syndrome, the persona becomes a double-edged sword. It's no longer a flexible tool, but a fragile, rigid costume. They become completely identified with their professional role, their intelligence, or their public image. The fear of being an imposter is the fear that this meticulously crafted persona will shatter. You believe that your success is tied solely to your performance, your achievements, and the image you project, rather than to your inherent worth. This leads to a terrifying vulnerability. If the mask cracks, you believe there's nothing of value left underneath. The persona is not a fraud, but an overdeveloped part of the psyche that has taken over the entire sense of self, leaving no room for genuine human imperfection. This is where the shadow enters the picture. The shadow holds everything we have rejected about ourselves. For the person with imposter syndrome, the shadow contains a vast repository of perceived inadequacies. It's where you've tucked away your mistakes, your moments of doubt, your insecurities, and all the parts of you that don't fit the perfect image of your persona. When you succeed, your persona gets all the credit, but your shadow whispers, "You don't deserve this. You're not the one who should be here." This constant internal friction creates the imposter feeling. The more you try to silence the shadow's voice by being perfect, the louder and more insistent it becomes. The shadow is not malicious. It's a part of your unconscious demanding to be acknowledged. It's saying, "I am also a part of you. You are not just your flawless persona, you are also your messy, uncertain, imperfect shadow." True confidence doesn't come from having a perfect persona, but from acknowledging the whole self. The path to healing imposter syndrome is a journey of individuation. This process is about integrating the shadow with the persona to create a whole, balanced self. It's about realizing that your identity is not defined by your role or your accomplishments, but by the complete picture of who you are, flaws and all. The goal is to move from a state of "I am a fraud" to "I am an imperfect human being who is doing my best." This shift in perspective is a seismic event in the psyche. It involves a radical act of self-honesty and acceptance. You must consciously stop identifying with your achievements alone and start embracing your process, your effort, and your humanity. This is not about letting go of ambition. It's about grounding your ambition in self-respect, not in a desperate need for external validation. When you stop chasing perfection, you free up the energy that was once spent on fear and anxiety, and you can direct it toward genuine growth and learning. So, how do you begin this process? Here are 3 steps to deal with imposter syndrome, inspired by Jung's work. Step 1. Acknowledge the persona. The first step is to recognize the mask you're wearing. Acknowledge your professional role and your accomplishments without letting them define your entire identity. You are not your job title, your degree, or your accolades. These are things you have, not things you are. Practice this by saying, I am a competent professional who has this job, rather than, I am my job. This small but significant verbal shift helps to create a healthy psychological distance, allowing you to see your persona as a part of you, but not the whole of you. Step 2. Greet the shadow. Instead of fearing that your mistakes will expose you, try to see them as messages from your shadow. When you feel a sense of dread or inadequacy, ask yourself, what is this feeling telling me? Perhaps the shadow is pointing out a genuine area for growth, or maybe it's just expressing a very human insecurity. By listening to this voice without judgment, you begin to integrate it. Journal about your mistakes and your fears. Give the shadow a voice on paper. The more you bring these unconscious thoughts to light, the less power they have over you. You will find that the so-called flaws are not fatal, but simply part of being human. Step 3. Embrace the journey of individuation. The final step is to embrace the lifelong process of becoming a whole person. This means accepting that your journey is not a straight line to perfection, but a meandering path of growth and self-discovery. When imposter syndrome creeps in, remind yourself that it's a sign that you are pushing your boundaries and learning new things. Use that feeling as a signal to ground yourself in your own authenticity. Find value in your effort, your curiosity, and your resilience, not just in the final outcome. The truest form of success is not in being a perfect persona, but in the ongoing courageous work of integrating your whole self. It is this inner strength, this profound self-acceptance that ultimately frees you from the need for external validation and allows you to own your accomplishments with grace and genuine confidence. The journey to overcome imposter syndrome is not about acquiring more knowledge or gaining more skills. It's about a deeper psychological and spiritual shift. It's the realization that your worth is not something that can be earned or lost. Your worth is inherent. It's the fundamental truth of who you are, separate from any job, title, or achievement. True confidence isn't a performance. It's the quiet, unshakable feeling of being enough, simply because you exist. If this video resonated with you, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey. What part of your persona feels most fragile? What message is your inner critic trying to send? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're ready to continue your exploration of the inner world and the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell.